Okay everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about one of the last plant types. So today I'm going to talk about hydrangeas, but go over a multitude of spaces. So it is going to get chilly tonight. I think we have a frost advisory. We'll probably get down to the upper 30s, like 38, somewhere in there. So I'm not terribly worried about all the plants, but I just want to show you the space before it really gets chilly. Just changing their colors and stuff. But to forewarn you, my hydrangeas do not look the best, and I'll kind of go over that through the videos, but I'll post different pictures of what they look like. And really, one of the spaces they're in, they are brand new this year. We actually got them late in the growing season. So I'll talk about a couple different spaces and show you the hydrangeas. Okay, so this is the back of the house. So this is just off the what will become the patio. So I've talked about this space a couple different times, but this is where I have my two U-shapes of daylilies on each side of my hydrangea. So this is a nice blue flowering hydrangea, but we can see it is not in good shape. So I've actually been doing some reading on this, that it's a copper fungus, so I need to get a copper fungicide to do some stuff on this. However, I probably will not start this till the spring, because what I've read up on, I need to get rid of a lot of the leaf ground cover, and then kind of bring in some more fresh mulch and start there, just really starting with the ground, and then doing the copper fungicide. And then also I learned just really water at the bottom, at the base of the plant, because sometimes I'll run the sprinkler, other times I just have like a spray effect that just goes over it all, so that's not helping with it. But I did not actually clean out my leaves this year from my flower beds. I wanted to leave the organic growth, so I guess for this space especially, lesson learned there. But next spring I'll have a video of doing kind of the upkeep, getting the leaves out, because when I tell you it's fall, it does not look bad yet, but this whole swath on the back of our house, and then when you get to here, this will just be mounded with leaves, and it'll be probably 3 different weekends of clearing leaves, and then again in the spring, because a lot of our trees from our neighbors' yards are the oak trees, and they don't fully drop until the spring, so that kind of carries over into the spring. So this is a beautiful flowering blue hydrangea. I do need to do some treatment on that. So I have 3 other hydrangeas, and 4 other hydrangeas, and I'll show you the other one that's in the backyard, and then I'll move to the front yard space. But as we come around here, here's the remaining daylilies, and then here's the new sedum that I put in this year, and then this goes to the other side yard. So this is not a heavily traveled area for our yard, but when I put this border in, we did not have the fence. We did not have the property surveyed. So when you look at it now with the fence there, it's actually wider here than there. So I need to get in here and restructure this, just so it helps my brain know that it looks good. But when I did do this project, and I'll post a few pictures of it, there is a lot of gravel in here, so you can kind of even see right here by these light fixtures. So left the rocks for some, something to look at, attention getter, that sort of thing, but I have a lot of gravel and I cleared most of it out. So I would probably, off of this left panel of the fence, I would use that pole as reference and come straight down this way, but it would actually come out more this way to be more of a straight line with the fence. So that'll be a project for the future. But I do have hostas in this area. So this one's already kind of died back for the year. And then there might have been one here. And then there's this one too. Had this one for 2 seasons. And that one actually came from family in Nebraska. We split a couple of their hostas and put one there, and then one here. So a lot of the yard, there's Mr. Theo, so a lot of the yard does have these type of hostas, because they all came from the same clusters from my parents' house, and that's kind of really how I got started with a lot of my gardening. So this space, in a sense it serves a purpose and it's done, but there's a lot of tree growth over it, so we get little twigs and branches here frequently, so it's not as a kept up side yard as I would like, but I do plan on doing more with it in the future. So the other space, once I show you the other hydrangea here in the back, is down here. You can kind of see the border of it. So this is as you drive up, and I have 3 different hydrangeas there. So I'll go show you the one still in the backyard, and then we'll go head out there. Okay, so over in this area, I have another hydrangea here. In a previous video, I did briefly talk about this one, but this is a summer crush hydrangea. It's got the pink and the red, and it can kind of vary depending on the soil. But there again, my blooms have already kind of died back. This one, I mean, it still has a few spots, but it's not like the one against the house. So I think this is probably more so just the way I've been watering it. I'll probably in the spring treat it with the fungicide, but it doesn't look as bad as the other one. Now this is the second season with this one. So there's some parts that didn't come back, so you can see here. So I'll do some more pruning on this in the spring once everything does die back and start coming back. But again, this space, this is kind of like my showcase to my grandma. This was hers before she passed, and then she really liked red, so I got the summer crush hydrangea, and just I like the effect of it. It's in the middle of this space, so it's a good focal point and just kind of to honor her. So that's the second hydrangea. So when I started my hydrangea projects, the one against the house over there was the first one I got. That area does get a lot of sun, so I'm wondering if maybe I don't need to eventually move it and get some of the limelight hydrangeas that can take a little bit more sun, but I'm still kind of toying with that idea of what I would do over there. And then there may be this tree here is our neighbors that may be coming down, so then this area may get more sunny on the side of the house, so that might play a part in what I decide to do there. But that's just kind of how my hydrangea experience started. But those have been there 2 seasons now, and then I'll go show you those 3 in the front. Okay, so kind of back in the front yard now. So this is our front yard, our driveway, but our tree is there, and then we did put in this big fern, and then another gazing ball. It's actually leaning, I need to adjust that. And then Artie, our gnome, so wife named him due to the way his head looks, with kind of a look of an artichoke almost, so that's kind of why we named him that. So then I have some more hostas down here in front of our little bird statue there, but those are getting ate up by deer a lot, so I think in the spring I'm going to try to put some bee balm in that area to help deter them from being there. So as we walk down the driveway, this is the new space we added this year. This was probably in June, so these look terrible. They are still alive. We are actively watering them, but they look terrible. So there's one here, and one there. So these 2 are both summer crushes. This is the red pink, like the one in the backyard, and then this is a white version. I believe it was like Bridal Veil. I'll have to go find the tag and read it, but it's a nice white color. And then this one is actually had darker stalks. It was more of like a burgundy color almost, and then it had darker green leaves, and then the blooms were like a purpley blue, so they were just really nice there. But added in this flower bed, put all 3 of them there. but we'll just see what they do next year. I'm confident with this area because it does get more shade than my back one against the house, but it does get evening sun as the sun sets over towards the west. So we'll just see what they look like next year, but I'll post a picture of what they looked like when we planted them. And even then, when we got them, I think we got them for 50% off because it was the end of the season. They were already starting to look rough, but I'll post a picture from when we got them and when we put them in the ground. Okay, so that's really kind of the last of our spaces to kind of show you of just stuff we have in them. Anything I post kind of going through the winter is just going to be general cleanup and maintenance. So I'll have to do some winterizing of some bulbs and store those. I'll kind of show you guys that process. And then just kind of going through what I think my plans are going to be for the spring. I know the big one I want to do is the dahlia tubers. I want to plant those somewhere different just to see how they do. And then just really keep up with the hydrangeas this year. So to me, I kind of feel that the hydrangeas are a little bit more of a temperamental plant than I'm used to, but you know, they're beautiful. They always come back every year. It's just getting that maintenance done, the copper fungicide to kind of help with the look of them through the end of the season. But when it's still early and it's not scorching, they do look beautiful, and the blooms just pop with the whole back of the house and the other spaces we have them. So thanks for watching.